All right. Hey, legends. Fraser Brooks here, coming to you live today from Bulgaria in the wonderful city or town of Varna. If you can hear me loud and clear, do me a massive favor. Drop, sorry, drop a five in the chat. I would appreciate it. This is not a green screen. I know it kind of feels like it's a green screen. I don't know how to prove that it's not a green screen, but it is the kitchen in our place here in Varna. So. Let me see if I can actually see you guys. All right, cool. I see you guys, Michael, Nicola, Cheryl, Paulina, Melissa. Good to see you. Good to see you, Chloe, Beck, Carly, Linda. Wow, so many legends. Cheryl. Wow, so cool, so cool. All right, so we are streaming here on Zoom, and we are also on YouTube. So shout out to all the friends on YouTube as well. I will be paying attention to the chat that is inside. Whoops, that was not the right button. That is inside of. There we are. There we are. I'll see if you're looking at the chat that's inside of Zoom. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. So here's the plan. I'm going to try and go for about an hour. All right, so I'm going to go for about an hour. And if I go a little bit longer, it's because I'm going to be answering questions and stuff like that. All right. Now, for those, drop a one in the chat if you've ever been on one of these master classes or boot camps or challenges or workshops before. I have a tendency to in the room events or in person events. I never seem to do this, but online I have a tendency to go a little bit longer than I had scheduled for, let's say. Now, if I'm in the room, I respect everyone's time. I respect everyone's time in general, but sometimes I just get on a roll and I just don't want to stop because I love you guys. All right. Apparently, Zoom thinks I'm speaking in Romanian. So, Bona dimineața, mulțumesc, and that's all I know in Romanian. All right. So, anyway, we shall continue. If for any reason, you have team members who can't get on because we're very close to capacity here, then be sure to let them know it's streaming live on YouTube. Okay, I've got a very dry throat. Hmm, I think that might have cured it. Green tea cures almost all. All right, so here we go. So, guys, I'll start with my story. For those of you who have never been on one of these workshops before, do me a favor, drop a two if this is the first time. There we are. It's gone. All right. Amazing. Good to see so many of you. Okay. So my network marketing career started in 1987, but I wasn't born until 1988. And I always say that like little joke and little remark because I wasn't born when my mum and dad got started in network marketing. My mum and dad, they saw an advertisement that said MLM, MLM, MLM. I drive an Aston Martin. You can too. Call me now. And my dad thought that MLM stood for Make Love Monthly. He was invited to a presentation. I was in the room, in the womb. And since that moment, I saw my mum and dad for 100% of my life build a network marketing business and build it tremendously successful. They had a team of over 156,000 distributors. They built to the top of three or four, maybe even five different companies over their years. They've had million plus customers in their overall teams, made well over 10, 15 million, I think 15 plus $1 million now in network marketing. So I saw all the success, but I didn't think that I could do network marketing. So I said no for 4 years because I didn't want to do it the old-fashioned way. And in 2009, I decided to join network marketing to build it all on social media. Now, no one had ever done it on social media before. Like it was a brand new thing. Like to do it all on social media was like brand new. No one had ever had any results from it. 2009, right? Think about when you first started using Facebook. Think about when you started using Instagram. Instagram wasn't even a thing in 2009, right? It wasn't even a thing till 2013 or something like this. So I did it. I signed up. My dad was like, it doesn't work on social media. So I wrote my list of people. Drop a three in the chat if you've ever written a list of names and numbers of the people who you know. That's what I was told to do. And by the way, that still works. I'm not saying that doesn't work. So I wrote a list of 137 names and numbers, right? So Pete, number, Sarah, number, Dan, number, Ben, number, Simon, number, boom, boom, boom. 137 names and numbers. And I had two emotions. The first emotion was I am going to make millions of dollars when all these people join because they're definitely going to join. The second emotion was I am absolutely petrified of having to prospect my grandma. couldn't believe, like, I was just thinking like, hey, she's on the list. My dad's gonna tell me that I've got to go speak to her, even though I know that she knows what my dad does and still says, Simon, when are you gonna get a real job? I don't know how many of you guys have heard that one before, but my God, it doesn't matter how much success you get. The grandma, the grandpa, they keep saying that. So I go upstairs, I write my list, I go downstairs, I show my list to my dad, and he says, great, I want you to speak to five of those people and invite them round to the house, and then we can review. And then you'll do five, we'll review, do five, we'll review, do five, we'll review. So I was like, all right, cool. Went upstairs, for some reason, invited those five people who were my best mates like a scripted robot that was so formal and professional. It was like, hello, Carly. This is Fraser Brooks speaking. And my friends were like, what is, what are you? Who are you? That's not you. Like, you're never usually like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, anyway. So I got five no's in a row. Ended up ignoring my dad's advice and stayed in my bedroom and got 37 no's in a row. Like, could you imagine getting no after no, 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 no? Terrible, right? So I wanted to quit. I went downstairs to quit. I had my hand on my dad's office door, and I was about to throw it open to quit on him. Instead, I turned to my left, or where I imagine you guys are. My mum was on the other side of a glazed door in the kitchen, dancing like the scene from Ms. Doubtfire. Drop a four in the chat if you've ever watched the movie Ms. Doubtfire. You know the part where the song like "Dude looks like a lady." When that comes on and she's like he slash she. You kind of can't really say that these days, but like he slash she was like dancing and like it was my mum was doing the same thing, right? My mum was doing the same thing, and I thought, wow, I've got to see what's making her so happy. So I didn't quit. I opened my mum's kitchen door, and I heard the song on the radio back in the days where everyone listened to the radio at home instead of like Alexa, right? So, and the song goes like this. No, 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 there's no limit. No, 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 there's no limit, no limit, no reach for the sky, no valley too deep, no mountain too high, no, no limit. And I was freaking out because moments ago upstairs, all my friends were saying no, 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 no. And it was at that moment that I realized that network marketing is a stranger's business. And for those of you who followed me for a long time, one of my quotes that became kind of famous in network marketing is turning strangers into friends, friends into family. Like that's what network marketing is. So I realized that I need to generate an ongoing list because if my list has no limit, my business has no limit. And if my business has no limit, then my income has no limit. And if my income has no limit, guess what? My freedom has no limit. And this was the rule that I came up with, and I would love to share it with you. This is where technical difficulties are going to be going all over the place. So just bear with me 1 second. Let's see if this is going to work. Drop a six if you can see my screen and a really weird thing that's just appeared then. Please, please say you can. You can see it. And it's not back to front. It's all good. Oh, Lord, I'm so impressed with myself right now. Okay, okay. All right. So this is what I did. I took the number of people, this is people, imagine this is a person, the number of people that I invited, whoops, to the business or the product, plus one equaled the number of people that I needed to add to my list. So that was it. That was like literally the simplicity. And this is why it became so important for me to master the art of finding people. Okay, so how many people did okay, I'll ask you guys a question. How many people did you invite today to your product, to business? Be honest. If it's zero, put zero. 0, 0, 3, 3, 0, 43, 50, 25, 22, 0, 0, 0, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 3, 2, whatever, right? I can't keep up fast enough, right? So whatever that number is, so let's say it was 4, plus 1 equals 5, I think. Yeah, it is. Wow, did you see that? How it came up and said solve it? Plus 5. So what if I did 0 plus 1 equals 1, right? So no matter what, and I ensured that the number of people I was adding to my list kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Do you not have a day off? Not until I was successful now. People talk about 30-day runs, 90-day runs. I believe in 1,000-day runs because not everyone's going to do 1,000-day run. When I say 1,000-day run, you're not running for 1,000 day like you're Forrest Gump, right? It's doing the basics every single day for 1,000 days because I promise you that 1,000 days you'll be able to look back on years and years. Like forget 100, like don't forget 90-day runs. 90-day runs, yes, okay, you can get a bit of success, but 1,000-day runs will give you the life-changing growth that you need. It's 3 years. Now that doesn't mean 1,000 days and then you stop, right? It just means that, and it's not going all in 15 hours a day for 1,000 days. It's just doing something every single day for 1,000 days. And that thing you can do because of social media can be done on the toilet. We call it the toilet technique. Okay? So swap your time on Candy Crush and scrolling TikTok to finding people. All right? Now, something incredible happened to me when it came to finding people because I have this process and it's called find, add, message. Drop a 4 in the chat if you're aware of what my find, add, message framework is. All right? It's FAM, right? Friends into family. Find, add, message. You find someone, you add them, connect with them, and then you message them. You find, you add, you message. Oh, but Fraser, shouldn't I message them before I add them? Who cares? It doesn't just, it's the idea of you find people, you connect with them, and then you message them. But what do I say? What do I say? We'll come to that later. All right. So what happened to me? It was I used to use a program called Skype. Drop a 5 in the chat if you remember Skype. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, how awesome was Skype? It's not even a thing anymore. Can you believe that? It's not even a thing anymore. So, oh wow, I've screwed something up. All right. Anyway, we were good to go, and now we're not. We are, and now we're not. All right, let me see if I can fix that situation because that's going to be really weird. You know, isn't it funny when you test everything? Everything's doing amazing, everything's fine and dandy, and then all of a sudden, everything breaks. Oh, back in the game! Happy days! All right, so here we are. So I'm on Skype, and there was a thing at the top that said "Find people." And I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing that network marketer has ever invented. Skype. So I click find people and it gives 2 options, location and keyword, right? Location and keyword. So I typed location, Liverpool, because that's where I'm from and that's where I was living. And keyword, I typed in business. I can't remember if it was business or entrepreneur. Entrepreneur was too much of a long, confusing word for me. I could never really spell it correctly. So I typed in business, I'm pretty sure. And 2 people turned up. One was a Russian guy who had like a default profile photo. The other one was another Russian guy who didn't have a default profile photo. He looked like someone from the Russian mafia. All right. So I was a little bit worried about that. I didn't want to message him. Long story short, because most of you don't really care about this story. Long story short, after not wanting to message him 4 times, I ended up messaging him and he became what I call my one. Drop a 6 in the chat if you found your one romantically, right? Or you're going to find your one romantically, right? Because you're manifesting Mr. Right, Mrs. Right, whatever, right? So I found him because like you have one romantically, but you have one in the business as well. Drop a 7 in the chat if you've recruited that one person that's changed everything for you. Because you realize that, hang on a minute, if I can recruit one, I can recruit 2. This one gets the business like I do. This one earned me a commission. This one went to Starbucks, did a presentation, recruited 2 people whilst I was asleep. Like we all need to find the one romantically, but also the one in our business. Like the one who explodes everything with the business. So that's what happened to me. Sergey ended up joining. He was probably responsible for about 100,000 of the 300,000 customers in my organization. One person, 100,000 customers. And if it wasn't for him, I would never have gone to Russia. If I never went to Russia, I would never met Svetlana. If I never met Svetlana, I wouldn't have two most incredibly beautiful daughters that I couldn't even imagine. Mia and Ava. Mia is now 2.5 years old, and Ava is nearly 6 months old. Mia is the terrorist, just to be completely honest. And Ava is the dream, right? Everyone says it like there's always, if you have two, there's always like one's a devil and one's an angel. Mia is a devil. I love you, Mia. When you're watching this back, when you're older, I love you very much. But when you were 2.5 years old, nightmare, nightmare. Okay. Anyway, you guys know I'm just kidding around, kind of. So here's what happened. Sergey joined. I realized that finding strangers can do wonderful things. So I started to teach my team. I started to train other people. And now, since 2017, I've been training basically everyone in every company, in every country, all over the world on how to build a business using social media. I'm known as the number one social media coach, speaker, and trainer in the network marketing space. No one has been doing it and training it successfully as long as I have. I don't know anyone who's had more people get success from social media in the network marketing space than I do. I'm very proud of that. I don't blow my own trumpet enough. My wife keeps telling me I need to, otherwise she will. So yeah, like there you go. That felt really uncomfortable for me to do, but we will crack on. Okay, so let's get into this. So we surveyed 1,000 people, 1,000 plus people, to find what the biggest challenges were. Number three was time management. Number three was time management. Drop us, where are we up to? Drop an 8 in the chat if you struggle with time management. Like, what I mean by this, I'll simplify time management. You say you're going to do 3 hours on your business today, and you end up doing 2.5. You say you're going to do 8 hours this week in your business, you end up doing 4. It's such a big challenge. Why? Life. No one's watching you. It's a business. Like, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Anyway, the second biggest challenge was finding people to talk to, right? Not having enough people to talk to, finding the perfect prospect. And then the number one was recruiting. So if you stay until the end, drop a 9 in the chat if you're committing to stay till the end. If you stay till the end, near the end, then I've got a big announcement around the biggest challenge of recruiting and how it can make you a lot more money, which I'm very excited about. And it's free 99. All right. So don't worry. It's not going to be one of those masterclasses where I'm going to be saying, you're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this. And it should be $3,000, but it's not going to be $3,000. It's not going to be $1,000. It's going to be $100. We're not going to do that tonight. So let's go. Okay, so let's get into the differences of what you need to understand between marketing and prospecting. All right, because when you're drop a 0 in the chat if you've done network marketing the offline way, right? Like in terms of you go out there and you prospect. Now, my dad, he used to always say this. He says, you need to prospect anyone who's got a pulse. So as long as they're breathing, speak to them about the business. Whereas on social media, doesn't really work that way. Because if you try and speak to everyone on social media, you end up speaking to no one. Like if I was to go and meet a random person in a street in Liverpool, her name's Sally, she's 82 years old, like I could probably start a conversation with her and build some basic level rapport to be able to then potentially present to her in the Costa coffee shop. Potentially. Online, reaching out to an 82-year-old woman to see if she wants to meet up for a coffee, it might work, but probably not. So offline, we prospect everyone. Online, we market to specific people. Okay. So it's just very important to understand that when the people who are very good offline tell you that online doesn't work, it's probably because they're trying to prospect everyone online. Okay. So it's not that it's a different business. It's just that we have to do things a little bit different. We have to speak to a specific person. If you don't speak to a specific person, you'll end up speaking to no one. All right. Just drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, because it's actually very important. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, Um, but here we go. Let's talk about the perfect prospect. Drop a two in the chat if you want to recruit your perfect prospect. By the way, whilst you're dropping twos in the chat, I had a bunch of raisins before I started this call. So if you just see loads of like little black things in my mouth and in my teeth and start getting spitting across the screen, then they're raisins that for some reason haven't been eaten. Mm. Okay, right, there we are. Okay, so make a note of this because I'm not going to make a note of this. Um, a perfect prospect. This is what a perfect prospect is. There's one of five options, okay, of what a perfect prospect is. Don't forget, note takers are money makers. You don't just show up, you grow up to then go up. Okay, there's no point in just being on here as a spectator or a tourist. Pay attention, make notes. It'll do the world of good for you, I promise you. All right, number one, someone who joins and does the work. Here's the question. How do you know if someone's a perfect prospect before they join? Like, I'll give you like some in a minute. I don't want to be like contradictory, but they could be the worst prospect in the world, but join and then become a top income earner. Like we can't say that we're only looking for the perfect prospects because you'll never know. My dad used to say every dud knows a stud, right? Or the person you expect to do the business won't, and the person you least expect to do the business will. When I met Sergey, he was the last person in the world I thought I could build a business with. Russian. He was probably nearly 30 years older than me. Doesn't speak the same language. Acts differently, dresses differently, looks completely differently, is extroverted. Like everything was so different. All right. So number one is someone who joins and does the work. Number two, someone you qualify. Someone you qualify. So if I see Agnes, I see Agnes here. Agnes is amazing. She's paying attention. She has lovely blonde hair and nice glasses. I see you, Agnes. Right? So yeah, I see you. So if I then introduce Agnes to the opportunity and she says, sure, I want more information, I have to ask her questions to ensure that she actually wants this. So if you're not qualifying your prospects before they see the presentation, you're never going to find the perfect prospect and you're going to get ghosted. Drop a two in the chat if you're tired of being ghosted. Ghosted meaning they see your message or they see the presentation and then poof, vanish, gone forever. It is the most annoying thing in the entire world, isn't it? Because you get so excited about it, you pop the champagne out, you've gone into the fridge, you've got your bottle of Moët that's been there for months and months because you said to your husband, when you get a yes, you're going to spray it all over the kitchen floor and he's going to be able to be there just like Max Verstappen at the Formula One, like, yeah, spray me, woo, right? And you're celebrating that you've got a yes and they ghost you. So they're saying, how did you get on, love? How was that prospect that got a yes that we celebrated yesterday? And you're like, do I lie? Or do I mop up the champagne from the floor and squeeze it back into the bottle? Like, what the hell do I do? Okay. So, got to take the time to qualify. Qualifying is simply asking, why are you curious? Or why do you want to make more money online? Or why do you want an extra income stream? Okay. I know, you know how hard it was for me to use Max Verstappen instead of Lewis Hamilton then? I know, but I did it for the relevance because Lewis hasn't been on the podium for a while and neither has Max actually. No, he has. Max is doing all right. Max is doing all right. Okay, I could have gone Lando Norris. Anyway, whatever. So, um, third one is someone. What the hell? Okay, sorry. Someone. I'm looking at my notes thinking I didn't write that. Someone who's just like you, where the chat flows and it feels easy to transition. Drop a. Okay, you're making notes, and I'm not going to ask you to drop a number because you guys are making notes. Think about the times when you've spoken to people online where you feel like it was a game of ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, or like back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. It just flowed and you didn't feel awkward transitioning from chit chat into the business talk. Now you've made the note, drop a four in the chat if you've ever spoken to someone like that. That's another perfect prospect. Someone where you don't feel awkward or uneasy to actually have a conversation with. Instead of you writing this massive long message and then replying with one line, you go massive, they go one line, massive, one word, massive, nothing. And you're like, oh, getting blood out of a stone would be easier than this, right? Then they're not a perfect prospect. But someone who does back forth, back forth, back forth, bum, 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 they're a perfect prospect. How many of you, drop a five in the chat, how many of you guys would love to have more conversations where it just feels back, forth, back, forth, back, forth? Now, yeah, me too, right? I don't want to waste my time trying to get blood out of a stone. All right, number four. I love, this is probably my favorite one. It's probably my favorite one, especially for people who build online. Okay, now for people who I've asked this question to before, please don't answer. Don't cheat. Oh, you can, you know what? You can answer. You can answer. Um, you can answer. If you could recruit someone who builds the business to a great level and they could live anywhere in the world, where would you want them to live? Think about all the places you could visit. Oh, Dubai, good one. UK, Dubai, Sweden, Spain, Australia, Vegas, Canada, Vietnam, Dubai, Florida, New Zealand, Australia, Bali, America, Orlando, oh, Romania, Maldives, and Maldives, imagine that, right? India, Liverpool. Yeah, here's the thing. Good. Here's the thing. The best place to recruit or the perfect person to recruit is the person who lives next door or let's say lives nearby because you can pour into them and it will hardly cost you anything. Otherwise, if you build a business in Japan, konnichiwa, arigato, you're going to have to fly to Japan every week, learn the language. That'd be cool. Stay in hotels or on the floor, or in my case, on inflatable beds in their lounge or living room. And inflatable, I have a 100% record with inflatable beds going flat. Anyway, drop a six if anyone out there's like me. Like please, like 100% record. Every single time you sleep on an inflatable bed, you wake up touching the solid floor. Yeah, okay, not just me. Great. So, perfect prospect, let's buy. The last one, right? So, what are we on? Number five. The last one is someone who has a pain, they have a desire to overcome it, and a willingness to take action. Number four is someone who lives nearby. So, someone who has a pain, a desire to overcome it, and an openness or a willingness to take action. Drop a seven in the chat if you had a pain, a desire to overcome it, and a willingness to take action. Then guess what? Here's the point I'm making here, guys. You would be a perfect prospect. And you proved that because you joined network marketing. Now, you might look at yourself and go, no, I was the worst flipping prospect. But you weren't. So if you were the worst prospect, now you know that the worst prospects can join the business. And if you think you were the best prospect and you were going to recruit the world, but you haven't yet, then there's another example. So here we go. I want you to grab a pen. Obviously, some of you guys are already making notes, but if you haven't already, I'm going to ask you four very, very simple questions. And then after that, I'm going to actually get my phone and the iPad out, and I'm going to go through how you actually find these people. Okay? So, very excited. Okay? So, for those of you who missed it, pain, desire, willingness. Okay? All right. I'm going as fast as I can because I've got a lot to cover. All right? So, here we go. I want you to write down, I want you to imagine this is quick fire. We're playing a drinking game. And if you lose, you're the one who has to down the beer. And you don't want to down too many beers because it's going to be a mess. Side note, I don't drink. It's just for the idea, right? For the concept, okay? So I want you to write these down immediately. And I really hope you know the answer to the first two questions, right? I really hope you know the answer to the first questions. Okay, you ready? So first part has a few questions, okay? But there are four parts. Part one, question one, your age. You don't have to write it in the chat. Just write it to yourself. I really hope you know that number. Right? Right. Part one, question two, your gender. And again, you don't have to put it in the chat. You can write it down on your piece of paper. The reason why I say that is because I hope that if you're writing it in the chat, you're also writing it on a piece of paper because you're not going to get access to the chat. Okay. I'm going to obviously tell you to drop a one, drop a two, drop a three, it's just to make sure that you're there and alive. Okay. So, female 40. Question three is your life stage. So it could be like married, kids are 18, no kids yet, engaged, divorced, like what it's single. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be marital status, but like for me, it could be young dad, right? Girl dad, right? Two girl daughter, like two daughters, two girl daughters. Yeah, there we are. They're awesome. Okay. Um, and then number four would be interests. Interests. So your age, your gender, life stage, interests. So an example of this would be a 25-year-old woman who's a young mum and loves fitness. And you'll find that if I ask you guys all of your interests, there's going to be a wide variety. Some of you guys know my story of a guy who loves lamps. It's not from the Anchorman, like the movie Anchorman. It's like a guy literally had a passion for women and lamps. I understand the passion around women. I had that passion too before I met Svetlana. I still have that passion, but yeah, that sounds weird, right? But like he actually had a passion and interest for lamps, like street lamps. Wild. Anyway, so here's the thing. Part one. Who are you? Guess what? Your who is you. So now that you've got the age, the gender, the life stage, and the interests, guess what? There's a million people out there just like you who are in that age bracket, that gender, that life stage, those interests. You know, when you speak to those people, you will find that the conversation flows because they will speak the same language as you. And I don't mean English, Spanish, German. I mean, they just speak the same language. They've got the same style, same energy. Now, we often think, oh, but there aren't millions like me. You need 1,000. You need 100. You need freaking one. How many people was Sergey? He was a big guy. He wasn't two people. He had one head, two eyes, two nostrils, one nose, one mouth. Not so many teeth, actually. Weirdly, I always thought he was going to get like an operation with his teeth, but I couldn't say anything at the time because look at these. Look at these gnashes. They're all pointing in different directions still, right? And I was absolutely petrified of Sergey at first. Okay. So anyway, who is you? The second part. What does your perfect prospect want more of? And try your absolute best to answer the question as fast as possible. And if it takes a while for you to answer it, then don't worry, you can answer it another time. Right? Just because I've got a lot to go through, but like, what are their desires? Time freedom, extra income, travel, health. If you struggle with that one, then write down your desires. What does your perfect prospect want more of? And if you don't know that question, what do you want more of? Because think about it this way, right? Let's say you say, I'm a 40-year-old woman who's a mum of two kids and I'm interested in yoga. Now, your desires might be reduce stress because you're just stressed with like the idea of the overwhelm and all that. Guess what? Other mums who are also in their 40s who have two kids, they're probably also stressed and overwhelmed. So their desires is to reduce stress, to improve their health. Sally says something for me. Love it. Something for me. That's a really good one. Part three. What are they frustrated with now? Put the aircon on here because it's really hot. What are they frustrated with now? And again, do your absolute best to answer it as fast as you can. Don't overthink it because the more you think it, the worse it will be. What are you frustrated with right now? Their health, Not enough time, no money. Exactly. Isn't it funny that the biggest frustration in most people with no time and no money is also their biggest objection? Have you ever thought about that? It always is. Usually people's biggest objection will be the thing that they're most frustrated with. Like crazy. So example, bored at a job, struggling with energy, stuck financially, chained to a desk. Again, there are people out there just like you. You don't need to change who you are and your personality to find the perfect prospect. Last one, part four. Would you actually enjoy working with someone like that person? That doesn't make sense. Sorry. Would you actually enjoy working with someone like them? Because if the answer is yes, fantastic. If the answer is no, then they're not perfect. A lot of you saying yes, 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 yes. Well, now you know. Now, now you've literally got your roadmap and you know exactly who you need to go and find. Theoretically. Aha. This is where we change because most people go, oh, it's another one of those theory-based trainings, isn't it? No, this is a masterclass. Right? So I'm going to show you for free, for free, right? Okay. So let's find your prospect. Do me a favor. Drop an F in the chat if you use Facebook and an I in the chat if you use Instagram. If you use both, then you can put F and I, like you can do whatever, right? Side note, if you're struggling to make $1 million in total in your business, if you haven't made $1 million in total and you're overwhelmed with social media, only build on one platform. I'll give you a little bonus nugget here. One platform, one message, one offer, 1 million. I made a bunch of millions before Instagram even existed. I just used Facebook. In fact, I think I made $1 million before I even started using Facebook properly. Okay. So again, like one platform is more than enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some Facebook ones. I'm going to give you like 3 Facebook ones and 3 Instagram ones. Is that cool? Drop a one in the chat if you're cool with that. Just 3 Facebook. I was only actually going to give 2 ways, but I thought, you know what, sod it. I'll give you 6. Right. So the first one, and this is not necessarily a way. This is a foundation. So by now, you know the perfect prospect, and you've kind of mapped them out with the 4 questions. Drop a 2 if you're following so far and you're on top of things. All right. If not, I hope you bought access to the recordings. Okay, because we're not gonna. I don't think we're actually the YouTube version will be gone after this. So anyway, so you've got that. Great, you're following. So what I want you to do is I want you to spend maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. Right? I'm not saying you do it now. I'm just saying over the weekend, next week, whatever. And I want you to build your dream 50. Now, let me explain this because it's not so obvious by just calling it a dream 50. I want you to imagine who out there already has your dream customer, follower, or team member as an audience. So I want you to think you're on Instagram, right? Let's say you're on Instagram and you've just said that you're a mum of twins. Who are the 50 people that already have mums as an audience? In another way, right? Let's frame it a different way. Imagine there were 50 people who had the followers that you would dream of, and if you could swap with them, your business would explode. Like if their account became yours, your business would absolutely explode. And let me give you a little who wants a hack? Drop a 3 in the chat if you want a hack. I like hacks. You ready? Watch this. All right. So I'm going on to ChatGPT. I help busy mums and oops, and extra income using social media. Let's go social media. Whoops, social media. I want to build a list of 50 people who have accounts on Instagram with big influence over mums who want to make money. Please give me the list and their URLs. Thank you. Always be polite to ChatGPT, hey? Always. So let's see what it does. Okay. So here's a curated list of 20, right? And I can ask them to do another one. Help save money, right? Help save money. Income for mums, side money mum, millennial mum influencer, Dr. Becky Kennedy. And look, if I click on this one, open. Oh, there we are. We have 39.6 thousand followers. And look at this, right? We got this woman who's not actually posting that much. 76 comments, 222 comments, 21 comments, 7 comments. Okay, she's posting a lot. 40 comments, 30 comments, 4 comments, 13 comments, 40 comments, 29 comments. Like, by the way, comments is where you need to focus on. Like, don't look too much about the followers. Look about who's got look at who's got the followers, right? So now you use ChatGPT and you've simply got all the people in the accounts. And if you don't like the look of them, or you're like, oh, when I say the look of them, I mean like you don't feel that you would actually swap your account with theirs, right? Then go and ask ChatGPT, hey, I really liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Can you swap out the other ones? Could you include only people in the UK? How crazy is that? So now you have 50. And once you have 50, you can take the next steps. You can start with 5, 10, 20, 50, but these are the people where every single time you go onto social media, you should be spending at least 5 minutes seeing what they're doing because they've built an audience that you would one day love and want. Okay? Smart, right? Who got a bingo moment? Drop a 0 in the chat if you got a bingo moment, right? Like so many people aren't aware of who already has that ideal team member, customer, follower. Okay, so all right, let's go into idea number one. This is with Facebook groups. Now, I'm starting small because a lot of you guys might know of this, but this is implementing Facebook groups. And I'm sorry that my screen's not super clear. I am recording it on another device where it's like really, really, really clear. So brilliant. So here we are. That was brilliant, by the way. Okay, so we're on Facebook. We're gonna go and search. And again, whoever my who is what I need to search for. So let's say I really am interested in travel for mums. Now, hey, mums are spelled differently around the world. But I'm going to search for something and I'm going to click on groups. All right. Now I've got all these groups. There's so many flipping groups. There are so many groups, right? Now the chances are that people who are joining these groups are, guess what? Moms who love travel. This top one, it might not be super clear for you, says Frugal Mum Travel Club. Travel tips for mums. Travel with babies and toddlers. So here we are. I'm in this group. And here's how you find people. Because one thing that most people did, and I did this at the very, 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 very beginning because I thought I was an absolute genius. I went into the members and started adding all the members. And I was like, oh my God, this is the easiest way to find people. But I don't want to just find people. I want to find perfect people. And guess what? Perfect people online are active. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to write something and I'm going to create a this or that post. A this or that post is a post that is extremely simple to answer and people actually want to answer it. I'll say it again. Extremely easy to answer, and people want to answer it. So I could write here, and again, it's a travel with babies and toddlers. Hey mums, right? I'm going to tell them who they are because they already know, right? Travel with babies and yeah, we can go hey mums. If you're a mum, address mums. If you're dads, address dads, right? Hey mums, um, me and my partner want to take our 3 year old and our 1 year old on a real quick 3 day trip somewhere in Europe. Would you go to Paris or Rome? Guess what? All the active people who want to help will then enter Paris, 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 Rome, 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 Rome. Go to London, Paris, Paris, Rome, 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 Rome. Barcelona is amazing this time of year. Rome, 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 Paris, 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 Rome, 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 Rome. So guess what you do? You reach out to the people who replied and you say, hey, Shamim, hey, Pamela, hey, Abby, hey, Joseph, thanks so much for helping. Where would you recommend I stay in Paris? They give you some. You ask them, do you have toddler? Do you have kids right now? Yeah, mine are also 3 and 1. No way. Did you take them to Paris when you went? Yeah, yeah, it was amazing. Like bam, 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 bam. Now already some of you are jumping ahead. This is a finding prospects masterclass. Remember, finding prospects. I've helped you with one way to find prospects. Okay, that's one. Okay, so um, another way, by the way, is connect with the admins when you get better at this. I promise you. Okay, so that's number one. All right. Number two is another Facebook one. It's to do with Facebook Marketplace. Drop it 3 in the chat if you've ever used Facebook Marketplace. Nice. Okay, cool. So here we are. We're on Facebook. That's so funny. On the bottom, there is a little icon that's like a house or like a shop. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see this where it says Liverpool. It might be super small on yours, but at the top, in the top right-hand corner, it says the location. Just make sure that location is where you are. Now, I'm not in Liverpool right now, and I'm not in Portugal, but I selected Liverpool because that's where I'm from, because I didn't want to select Varna because it'd all be in Bulgarian, and I won't understand a thing, right? So I've selected Liverpool. Now, all of these people are selling a certain thing, but I want to maybe go onto an interest and I'm going to go yoga, right? Let's go yoga. So all of these things are yoga based in Liverpool. All these things are yoga based in Liverpool. There is literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of things. Now, let me ask you a question. Why would people be selling something? Think about it. Why would someone want to sell something? Well, either they want slash need money, pain, or technically, they're getting out with the old to buy the new. Desire. So what do? I go on this one, £15. Message seller. Ta-da! Now I can have a conversation with this person. It might even be worth me to buy it to meet up with them. Like who knows? There's lots of different ways. But I've just found someone. Now, what I say is up to you. My idea with this masterclass is to overwhelm you with number of people to talk to so that you never have the problem ever again. Who already, drop a 5 in the chat for a high five, who already feels that they've already going to have a lot of people to talk to based on those 2 really quick ones? All right, next one. I love this one. This next one's probably one of my favorites. So I'm still on Facebook, and then I'm gonna go over onto Instagram. So here we go. I am on Facebook, and I'm gonna go to a friend. So I'm gonna go onto my friends, and I'm gonna pay. Oh, Rob Sperry. Rob's a good dude. So Rob's one of my best friends in network marketing. Now I'm on Rob, and Rob is like me. Rob is a network marketing coach. He's a guy. He has kids. He's an amazing family man, one of the best in the entire world. In my opinion, I look up to him. And I'm going to click on followers. And I'm going to select followers in the top left-hand side. And guess what? All his followers are here. Mandy. I'm going to go on to Mandy. Surprise, surprise. I now can message Mandy. Think about it. If they're following Rob, because Rob is also a network marketing coach who talks about network marketing, maybe because he's just like me, that maybe they would like to follow me too. What if I'm a mum? Which I'm not. What if I'm a mum? I'm then going to find my mum friends and I'm going to go find their followers. Or I'm going to use my Dream 50 on Facebook and I'm going to go to the followers of all their Dream 50 and I'm going to connect with them because they're just like me. So I go onto my followers or my friends. I can do it in multiple different ways. Friends. That's my friend. That's my friend request. Sorry, my bad. Friends. I go on to Simon Brooks, who just happens to be my dad. I click on followers, and there we are. 5,000 followers. If they like my dad, maybe they'll like me, his son, Justine. Boom. There we are. I can now go and speak with Justine. But what do I say? What do I say? More about that later. More about that later. Okay. There's so many different ways. Okay. So, Facebook guys, drop a 5 if you're satisfied. You've got some different ways to go and connect to people. And by the way, there are many, 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 many. I'm just sharing with you 6 today. I am going to go maybe 20 minutes over. I hope that's fine. I did say that would happen. My bad. Sorry, guys. But if you're getting value, you'll stay, right? It wasn't my intention. But yeah, there we are. Okay. Let's go on to Instagram. So we're on Instagram. Now remember, we've got our Dream 50. The Dream 50 are 50 people who we would swap our social media with because their average audience is a perfect follower, customer, or team member. All right. So, with that being said, we're going to go find one of them. And for an example, I'm going to use my friend Perry. I coached Perry for 3 years straight, 1,000 days actually, interestingly enough. Inside the inner circle, I coached her for 1,000 days and she made millions of dollars. It was a really fun process to see. And look at her following now. She has 2.1 million followers. Absolutely wild. But this is something that most people aren't aware of and don't do. So I'm going to go onto her stories. Let's go onto her stories. And you'll find, see at the very bottom of this story, there's like a quote, or sorry, like a caption. Influencers who have big followings, you can click and you can see, oh, there's this guy who's spamming, right? And they won't be on everyone. This one, someone's really going hard on the good old spam, right? Wow, I've probably chosen the wrong one here. There we are. There we go. There's another one. Oops. And there's another one, right? So what I'm saying is that your Dream 50 who have an active audience, you can see who watches their stories if they've commented here in the captions. So then you can go to this person, Erin, and surprise, surprise, if she is a follower of one of your Dream 50, she would probably be, or he would probably be a really good flipping follower of yours. So you go, you connect with them, you engage on their content. Again, more about that a little bit later. Okay, so that's one. Second one is you're aware of your Dream 50. Guess what you do? You go into their comments every single day. You spend 5 to 10 minutes just engaging in their content. If there's 50 of them, like you're not going to do every single one, right? And the idea is that number one, the Dream 50 is going to pay attention to you and be aware of who you are. And number two, all the people who are just like you are also going to get a message to say that you've commented on the post. Maybe you're replying to other people's comments as well. So let's say Chloe, let's say I've seen Sarah's post. She's a Dream 50, and I see that Chloe has commented on their post. So I'm going to reply to, I'm going to go reply to Chloe. I'm just going to say something. Like, that's so right. Oh my God, that's so funny. Wow, I live there too. Yeah, I think I saw this in H&M. Like, whatever's relevant. It doesn't necessarily matter what you say. Don't try and be so smart with what to say. Just say something. The worst thing that will happen is won't even tell you that they're laughing at you, and you'll never actually flipping know. Okay? The last one. What did I say a perfect prospect was? What was, anyone remember? Bonus points for point number 4, the fourth perfect prospect. Good. Someone got it. Yes, they live nearby. So here we go. We go onto Instagram and we type in the search bar. I'm in Varna right now, so I'm going to go Varna, search. And then you see on the far right-hand corner, it says places. Places. And then I'm going to go Varna, Bulgaria. Yep, that's Varna, Bulgaria. And then I'm going to click recent. And now, look, 58 seconds ago in Varna, happens to be a striptease bar. Interesting, right? 5 minutes ago, Varna. 7 minutes ago, Varna. 11 minutes ago, Varna. 15 minutes ago, Varna. 16 minutes ago, Varna. 17 minutes ago, Varna. 25 minutes ago, Varna. 31 minutes ago, like, all of these people are posting and they're in Varna. Now, does it mean they're in Varna right now? No. This person could have gone to, I'm coming off the striptease bar, right? This person could have been in Varna on holiday. But if any of you are like, oh my God, my company's just announced that it's launching in Mexico, then go and search for one city in Mexico and start connecting with every single flipping person who's posted with Mexico tagged. Oh, I'm really struggling to find people in my area. Then go and search your village. I bet someone's posted about your village in the last year. There's no excuse. Who agrees? Drop a 5 in the chat if you agree there's no excuse to not find people now. Drop a 7 in the chat if you're really trying hard not to overthink things. Drop a 9 in the chat if you are overthinking things. And you've got a million questions. I get it. I get it, but keep it simple. Again, if I show you all 27 different ways, or however many there are, you are going to have your mind off. Your head will fall off your shoulders. And you don't need to. Here's the beauty of this, guys. You just need one. You need one way, one platform, one message, one offer, 1 million. That's all it takes. One message, sorry, one platform, one message, one offer, 1 million. Now, some of you guys are going, yeah, finding's fine, but I want to do it the attraction marketing way. Amazing. Find people, attract people. So what do? Remember the Dream 50 that you wrote down? Drop a 50 in the chat if you remember. You guys are going to be sick and tired of putting numbers in. I know. Almost done. I know. And I appreciate you putting it in there. It gives me so much energy. All right? Go and find their top performing posts and go and do your version of their top performing posts. Rocket science. Noelle, one of the best in the world. She's on this call. She was part of Jesse Lee's team and has an incredible social media following, right? She just told you. That's what she's done. How many followers do you have on Instagram now? You know what? Let me just find it myself because I'll show you, and then I'll put her on the screen. Look at this. This is a network marketer. Pow. There we go. This is a network marketer. 534,000 followers. Drop a 9 in the chat if you would like to swap accounts. There we are. She's just said in the chat that she sees what her Dream 50 does and does her own version of it. Smart. Super smart. All right? And simple. But you know what? The smart things are doing the simple things just more often and better. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. All right? So if you want to attract, find what's working for your Dream 50 and go do it yourself. All right. So Do me a favor, guys. Drop a 5 in the chat for a high five, a virtual fist bump if you've got value so far. I wanna kind of give you a game plan. But before I do that, because I'm conscious of time and I know people will start dropping off now because some people's attention is like an hour. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. That's more of my time. Right? I know. All right, I get it. And for those of you who are staying longer than the hour, good work. Fist bump to you. Do you remember the story of Sergey? Drop a 0 in the chat if you remember the story of Sergey, where I mentioned that like I recruited him. I gave the shortest version of that story in the world, but I recruited him 100 and something thousand plus customers joined my business because of him, and I found him using Skype, and I took action. Well, what we've decided to do is on September the 22nd till the 26th, we're going to do what we call the one recruit away challenge. Right, let me see if I can show. Oh my Lord, that is not supposed to be like that. Like that? Whoa, why is that there? Anyway, there we are. So we're going to do something called the One Recruit Away Challenge. It's completely free. And the whole idea of it is for us to help you recruit that next or that first recruit. Now, I know some of you are going to go, one recruit in 5 days, that's nothing. Okay, well, then get your team who aren't recruiting to do it, right? Like, it's made the idea of it is to create the mindset, the processes, the scripts, the strategies for you to be able to know exactly how to recruit someone in a week, no matter what week it is, even if it's Christmas week, even if it's the middle of summer, even if you're not feeling great. So if you go to fraserbrooks.com/challenge, you can sign up completely free. Yep, completely free. We are not charging a single penny for 45 minutes of training every single day, 22nd till the 26th. That's Monday the 22nd till Friday the 26th of September. Again, it will be free and you can get your team to sign up for free. And I'm about to tell you something that's going to blow your head off of your shoulders. So I'm going to come to that in a minute because I need to make sure that I can see you guys for this moment. When you sign up for free, let me tell you a story. Can I tell you a story? Drop a 2 in the chat if I can tell you a story. I like stories. All right. So let me be completely transparent with you. How I grew my brand was a lot of organic content, a lot of conversations, but we also spent, I'm going to say, $3 million on ads, maybe more. Maybe more. It's got to be a minimum of $3 million in ads. I know, disgusting. And one day I was walking with Svetlana. Me and Svetlana, when we go on walks, we come up with our best ideas. Or Svetlana comes with the best ideas, and then I pretend that they're mine. Right? That's how it works, right? That's how, because women are always right. I even asked ChatGPT, they're like, yeah, they said that women are okay. They said your wife is always right no matter what. Okay, she thought the Eiffel Tower was in London, and ChatGPT said, yeah, if your wife said it, then it is. She didn't really. Okay, so anyway, so I thought, hang on a minute. Instead of giving Facebook all of this money, why don't I give the money back to network marketers? And Svetlana was like, explain. I said, why don't we do a challenge like this? And when you sign up, you will get an email, but you'll also get an email to say, would you like to tell your friends or your team about it? And you say, yeah. So you'll get your own referral code, which you can send to your teams, friends. Just don't spam, right? Just make sure it's done in the messenger, on Zoom calls, or one-on-one to your team. And every time one of your friends or your team signs up with your link for free, we will pay you $5 US dollars. So you get 50 people, we'll send you $250. You get 1,000 people, we'll send you $5,000. And they're joining for free. You're not selling them on anything, right? You're just getting them for free. Now, the idea of the challenge, as I said, is to help them recruit one person in 5 days, but be able to recruit anyone they want, like one person in any 5 day period from what we're going to teach: the mindset, the skill, the strategy, the scripts, the conversations, like all of that fun stuff, right? So now, who agrees? Drop a 9 in the chat if you know how to find people, not just people, like the ideal people, the perfect people. So now we need to go on the 22nd of September till the 26th of September to actually recruit them. Who would like that? Drop a zero in the chat if you'd like that. That'd be pretty cool, right? But then what if your team could do the same thing? Some of you have come to this alone and didn't tell it to your team because you were scared of telling your team, like, oh, what if he's going to sell something? I'd feel really bad if they then buy it and then ask me if I bought it and I didn't buy it because I'm not in the buying mood. And if you don't have a team yet, then guess what? You do this to get a team. All right. So good mindset with the yet. I like it. Okay. So now, when you do sign up for free, that's when you'll get your referral link sent to you. But pay attention to that because there's a video on that page that gives you some tips on how to basically double your recruiting success. But also, what you'll see is there are two different options. I'm not going to go heavy and pitch, but there's a gold pass and a platinum pass. I've always wanted to do this, but it was kind of Svetlana's idea. It's actually $29. That's a typo. So each day of the challenge you'll have the recordings for 24 hours just for free. But if you get the gold pass or the platinum pass, you will have lifetime access. So you'll be able to go through the 5 day challenge forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You could learn it so well that you teach it to your team. Or heck, if you want to get it and then stream it to your team, I don't care. As long as you win, then you can go ahead and do that. Imagine that. You go, right, guys, it's recruiting week. We're going to go through these 5 days. I don't know how to train it yet, but I'm going to get my friend Fraser to do it for me. Well, there you go. Okay. You're going to get an official workbook. There's going to be a conversation compass handbook, which is basically a step-by-step script pack. The objection handling guide, which tells you how to handle every single objection. You're going to get 24/7 recruit. You're going to get 24/7 access to our recruiting chatbot. Yep. It's our own AI that we're building where you can ask it any recruiting question you want and it will answer it for you. If you want a human response, then anyone who has the gold pass or the platinum pass will be able to ask a recruiting based question to me and I will answer it personally. And then you're going to get entered into a lottery to win a one-to-one coaching call with me. The platinum pass, this is for those of you who are really serious and committed about your business. Those guys are going to get five platinum only live sessions with me, 7 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday of the challenge, with the recordings as well, where we're going to go deeper into like really like making sure that you recruit. We call it like the fast track. So if you want to like fast track your recruiting, you need to have the platinum pass. And we're going to give 5 mystery boxes. Now, a mystery box is something that we give to the platinums every day, Monday to Friday of the challenge. I'm not going to tell you what the second, third, fourth, and fifth day are, but the first day is actually a legacy training that Jesse Lee Ward and I did that I don't think anyone's ever seen before. So I finally decided that because it's recruiting and that was her mastery, that we're going to give that to everyone who's a platinum on day one. She also had a program called Platinum, so it seems really, really fitting to call it that. And there you are. So again, I just wanted to show you that because some of you guys will register and just not understand what's going on. So yeah, so register for free. What did I have? The link. The link is in, I think the link is in the chat. Yeah, it's fraserbrooks.com/challenge. Sign up for free. Then you'll get your referral. You can sign up for your referral code, send that to your team. If you don't want to use the referral code and stuff, then check out the gold pass and the platinum pass, which would be super, super cool to have you guys on that. And we start on the 22nd to the 26th of September. Our goal is 20,000 people on that challenge, 10,000 of which comes from you guys. So we want to literally pay out over $50,000 to you just for telling your team something that's super valuable. Why do I do that? What's the catch? I mean, in full transparency, like the more people who go through the challenge, the more people win. Like I win as a result. More people buy my books, more people tune into my lives, more people follow me on social media. Like, but if when network marketing wins, that's when I get the biggest win because I've grown up in this industry my entire life. But it all starts, you're welcome, Linda. It all starts with finding your perfect prospect. So do me a favor, drop a 3 in the chat if you're cool if I go through like a little game plan for you guys. I just want to make sure that we have some sort of game plan and structure here because otherwise I don't want you to just be like, oh my God, no, 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 what do I do next? I don't know. Mia has also come back from her walk. Yes, it's 10 minutes past 10. I told you she's a terrorist. So if she runs in throwing grenades, then I apologize in advance. She's just that awesome. All right. But grenades do get thrown at this sort of time. Right. So here we are. What to do now? So here's my recommendation. We have 4 weeks, well, 4.5 weeks, basically a month until the challenge, right? 20th of August now, 22nd of September coming up. So this is what I would do. I would get this situation sorted. That's not right. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. God, God. This feels so much different doing this here in Varna versus back home in Dubai. All right, so we're gonna go like that. Wow, okay. So week one. Okay, we got week one. You guys can see that, I hope. I think you can. All right. Week one. Okay. Find. Who knows how to find people on social media? Who knows how to find the right people on social media? Yeah, nice. Tick. Okay. Now, we're gonna then connect. There's no point in finding people and not speaking to them. Right? Don't play that game. So we're going to connect. How do you connect? Usually it goes something along the lines of, hey, how are you? Now, okay, I'm simplifying it. It might be a little bit weird, okay? Might be a little bit weird. But the idea is you say, hey, name. Don't call them name. Change name for their name. So I'm not going to say to Laura, hey, name. I'm going to say, hey, Laura, how you found them? And then ask a question. Hey, Laura, how found them? Love that comment you made on Michael Jordan's post. Have, have you ever seen him live? Whatever. Hey, Sarah, thanks so much for helping me decide whether to take my where to take my toddler this summer. Have you been to Paris yourself? That's it. Right. Then converse, which is basically have a conversation. Now, I call this ping pong. Ping pong times three. So I message Laura, ping. Laura messages back, pong. I message Laura again, ping. Laura messages back, pong. Funny. I message Laura, ping. Laura messages back, pong. Now, I don't want to ping pong my face off. I don't want to be stuck there going, oh my God, I played ping pong all day. Oh no. Right? Now, if I ping and she don't pong, I've hit the net, meaning I've lost. Move on. So ping, no pong. Ping, no pong. Ping, no pong. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. And that's how we play. Ping, hit the net. Hit the net. Hit the net. Ping pong, ping pong. Understand? I know it sounds mad. But once you've gone ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, you're done. You're connected. So what do? Ask the question. The question. What is the question in your life? Like if your mum said, has he asked the question yet? But yeah, just curious as the network marketing question to the business, to find the business one. But the romantic one, like, will you marry me? Right? You've got to ask that question. Okay, let me rephrase that because I don't want you asking people to marry you like scammers out there, right? So, will you marry me so I can get a visa? So once you've had the ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, you ask, hey, Mary, just curious. And obviously, if it's Laura, you're not going to call her Mary, but I'm shifting person here. Hey, Mary, just curious, will you marry me? Yeah. Hey, Mary, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system to make some extra money online? No worries if not, I just had to ask. You're asking if they're open. Are you open to seeing the solution? Are you open to making a change? Are you open to checking out information on the game-changing system? Right? Are you open to seeing how I'm helping people lose weight? Are you open to seeing how I'm helping people gain more energy? For those of you who have a weight loss product and you're scared about asking people if they want to lose weight because it feels disrespectful, then come up with all the different benefits of losing weight and pitch that. If losing weight gives you more energy, would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing system to increase your energy? Okay, now that's week one. Find people, connect with them, converse, ask the question. However, I actually wouldn't do this on week one. I would just, in this first week, get into the rhythm of finding, connecting, conversing. So, because here's the thing, do me a favor, drop an 8 in the chat if you love network marketing, like you love your company and the opportunity. And drop a 7 in the chat if you know that you can make money from this amazing opportunity. Let me be completely real with you. This is a big problem in network marketing, and people don't really understand why. I'll tell you why. The big problem in network marketing is they feel like they're being pushy and salesy. Drop a 4 in the chat if you know what I mean. Like sometimes you feel like, I don't want to be salesy, I don't want to be pushy. Here's why. You feel that you're being salesy and pushy because you're trying to push a transaction. I'll say it again. You're thinking that you're being salesy and pushy because you're trying to sell or push a transaction. Because you know how much money you can make, getting someone to buy a product or join the business makes you money. So because you're a good flipping human being, you feel that you're trying to push it on them. So you have to stop thinking about the transaction and you need to start thinking about the transformation. That's what you need to do. Stop thinking about the transaction of what they're going to lose initially, which is the $500, the $25, the $50, the $7.99, whatever, and start thinking of, hang on a minute, I know this business can change lives because it's changed my life, maybe not financially, but it's changed it in many different ways: environment, positivity, adventure, like hope, dreams, whatever, goals, whatever, relationships, connections, whatever that might be, right? So you've always got to think that this is going to be given a transaction. So week two, whoa, that was not supposed to happen. Why is it doing that? Okay. All right, week two, ask the question to all the people who you find, connected, and conversed with in week one. And then go and find, connect, and converse with a new group. New group of people. Sorry if you can't read that super clearly. So week one, find, connect, converse with new people. Go and prove to me that you're able to follow the instructions that I've laid out in this training. Then in week two, ask the question to people, that group of people from week one. The more you do this, the more people you'll be able to ask. The more you ask, the more you'll make. And then go build a new group of people by finding, connecting, and conversing. And then guess what? Week three, you ask the question to people from week two. You follow up with the people from week one. And then you find, connect, and converse. Oops. Oh my God, what have I done? With a new group. New group of people. And then, guess what? After that, we've hit the challenge. And by then, you will know all of the challenges that you're going through. So that you'll come onto the challenge knowing exactly what you really need. And when you're completely aware of what you need to know in order to move forward, it will come. Just like if you think, oh, should I buy that Porsche? And guess what goes past? More Porsches. You're like, wow, I've never seen so many Porsches in my entire life. When you're aware of the challenges, the solution of the challenge comes up. You'll find it. So that's the challenge. All right. That's my challenge to you. Drop a five in the chat. In fact, drop a one in the chat. Sorry, drop a one in the chat for a pinky promise that you're actually going to take action and do something with the lessons that you've learned. The 1 hour 20 minutes that we've spent so far, I'll do 5 more minutes. Okay, and let me know. Drop the word bingo in the chat if you've had a bingo moment. Um, Love it. So this is what I'm going to ask you guys. I want to ask you two things. Are you cool if I can ask you two favors? It'd be an absolute blessing for me if I could ask you for these two things. Number one, sign up for the One Recruiter Way challenge and tell your friends. Like, here's my idea. I want you to write down all the people in your team. I want you to write down all the people in your team, whether it's one person being you, 5 people, 20 people, 100 people who are active, and use this challenge to find out who actually wants to grow their business. Think about it this way. Let's say you have 100 people in your team, let's just say, and 12 of them sign up. That means 88 of them are not listening to what you're saying because they probably don't really care. So you don't have 100 people on your team, you have 12. And you're overwhelmed with managing your team of 100 people, you won't be overwhelmed managing 12. Brutal, but true. You shouldn't work with 100 people, only work with a small number of people. All right? So that's the first one. Sign up. Do me a favor, drop a one in the chat if you're going to sign up for the challenge, at least for free, and share it with your team or the people who you know, or you don't have to share it with anyone. That's just an option. I just want to pay you instead of Facebook. The second one is, sadly, I am not able to read your bingo moments, and we probably won't bump into each other in the next 24 hours for you to be able to tell me and remember. So if you are social media confident, if you could maybe do a story about it and tag me so I could at least watch them when I've got some time tomorrow. I would love to watch all the stories of people tagging me in the bingo moments. If you're not social media confident, then I would love it if you could just message me on Instagram at Fraser Brooks online. Sorry, at Fraser Brooks online. Message me with what your bingo moment was. So at least, because me and the team, we're always wondering, do people get value from these masterclasses? Do they think like, oh, it's a masterclass, it's going to be one of those things where he just sells at the end, and it won't actually be valuable information. It's just going to be a big theory about his story and. Like, I would love to see it, because if you guys get such a big bingo and you take action and you get the success, it really encourages us to do it again and again and again and again and again. So there we are. I'm testing you on three things, by the way, the three biggest challenges. Number one, will you actually schedule the dates 22nd till the 26th of September for 45 minutes a day? You get access for the whole day, right? And if you get the gold and the platinum, you get access to the recordings as well. So that's a time management test. The finding prospects is to see if you actually go out there and find people before the challenge starts. And then the challenge itself is a recruiting challenge, which is the number one challenge in all of network marketing. So by the end of September, you will have conquered all three challenges in network marketing, or you wouldn't have conquered any. You might not have conquered any of them. That's up to you. All right. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. I hope you got massive value. I hope it was worth an hour and a half of your time. It was definitely worth an hour and a half of my time. And I really look forward to seeing you on the 22nd of September on the next challenge. All right. Big love. Kisses. And I'll see you next time. All right. Ciao, guys. Bye-bye. See you soon.